Confucianism education. But all those gone, right? No follower and no listening and no patient and kind of current Japanese people. It means no lost identity. This is identity. Okay. Who are you?
I don't think that we are that good at being patient either.
Oh, okay. But patient is Eastern people, Chinese and overseas Chinese and Japanese people culture in 100 years or thousand years. And this is in English saying just do you know the flow?
Yeah.
What Kimoto said, zone. Do you know zone?
To be in the zone, yeah.
Yeah, so kind of ideas. Lost your mind. Empty your mind. Okay? Just at that time, you lost yourself, right? And then at that time, you can listen anything else. Just you can get from outside in your heart. This is Confucianism. This is heart of when you're born. At that time, your heart is you don't have any protection, right? Just always going back to the heart when you're born. Okay, so take up that everybody is just concerned for your money, your status, your family, and everything, and you protect yourself. That's the reason why many issues you don't listen from others' opinion. Right? So Japanese is, I think, conservative means kind of sort of things is very strong issues try to avoid because this is insurance. Okay, so they don't live, they don't communicate with overseas people, and overseas people is different opinion from us. So whenever they're going to listen from you, from overseas people, and immediately they're going to decide, oh, this is not our culture. This is not accept their opinion is different from us. Just no. Just wait a minute. Just wait a minute. Just accept your mind. Accept, listen in your heart. Then think one day. Then you're going to make judgment later. The kind of sort of thing disappeared in 150 years. So we need to revive. That's the reason why I didn't know that's the content of my Spirits of Japan.
Well, if I'm totally honest, I don't think that we have much of that in our culture anyway to begin with. But actually, if you look back at the time when Christianity played a very important role into our culture, more important than today, that's all based on endurance, right? Endurance because...
Are you?
Yeah, in our culture, because basically what we are taught to do is that we live our life for Christ. We follow the Bible, we follow the rules, and the reward will only be received by the time you die, because then you go to heaven. It's also a matter of endurance, about biting your tongue, not giving in to indulge yourself officially. If you are a so-called good Christian, then actually I think that is part of European culture as well.
Okay,
not be seen today.
I said 2 points. One is Japanese Japan Rose Barrow College. And second is Japanese never open their mind. Two is European people, they have two issues they have, because they are always meeting people, discussing people, negotiating people, criticizing people. So whatever they have, anytime they have an opinion, they are going to speak out their opinion. Second is they speak opinion, so instead they have skill to how to listen, right? So many people are familiar with listening people, the other people's opinion. Listen and speak up. This kind of networking and communication skill and negotiation skill is when they were child, they are doing for many years. They're familiar with that. Japanese, none. Japanese people, okay, our 100 million village, we don't need to communicate anything, right? Even if wife and friend, just get together, just drink, eating, no speak, but can be easy to understand each other. This is a problem. But European people come one person, one American, or Asian people. Also, we don't speak anything at all. Just communicate, no speak. It's peacefully. We get together, associated, unified. But if one American, one European get in the team, now we get a lot of problem. Because European people, American people never accept without discussion, without exchanging opinion. So now Japanese lost. Right? Japanese, American people, European people ask him, speak out something, but he don't want to speak out because he don't know how to speak. Right? If you are just coming from here from Dutch yesterday, I'm going to speak out something. Maybe you never understand, but you stay in Japan for more than 10 years. You should understand, right? What I mean.
Right. Well, I think that in my experience, I wouldn't say that Japanese people do not have an opinion. The opinion is not always phrased and put in a way that it invokes debate, or it's very clearly takes a position on the matter. So that means that very often what you ask a lot is, so what? So it doesn't mean that they don't have an opinion. It's just that it's phrased in a way, phrased in a way that is non-confrontational, that it doesn't invoke debate, discussion. It doesn't make clear what the position is and what ultimately the person who's giving his opinion wants to achieve. It's just a kind of an observation. It's kind of describes it, and it doesn't really bring us further in discussion with a Westerner, because the Westerner will say, this is what my reality, and I believe therefore we should do this, and then the Japanese opinion against that, or the Japanese opinion is not against that, but it's just describing one of the elements of the same problem, but it doesn't say whether it's for or against, or doesn't address the reasoning or the data that has actually been used by the Westerner to arrive at his conclusion. So there is this kind of bewilderment.
What is it?
Bewilderment. It's kind of like, huh? the bewilderment is very often the case. So they don't speak literally and figuratively. They don't speak the same language.
This is problem. So how are we going to do it? How are we going to solve these issues? Well, we should study English, as last week you said.
Yeah, but I also feel that is not enough, because actually one of the like we discussed just before, another element of this of this problem of basically what prevents Japanese people to take a firm stance is that they don't have the power, the delegated power on behalf. They don't speak from themselves. They speak to represent the group, but since the group didn't really derive, it doesn't have the power to make decisions. Basically, whatever happens, it needs to go back.
What do you mean? They don't have power.
Have the power to decide, because
elect something.
A Western person, when
indecision.
Right, because the individual is not central here. Like a Western person will speak and basically taking responsibility, right? So if you are, for example, in a business context, of course, the person, when he's representing the company, he's representing the company. But first and foremost, he takes personal responsibility regarding the negotiation. So he will commit to something, right? This is a personal commitment. Whereas the Japanese business person will represent the company first. He is merely a representative of that company. He doesn't take responsibility because he cannot. He needs to basically go back to his home organization and then ask, okay, what do we think about that? Can we do this? Or can we not do this? So there is this disconnect between two people who seemingly want to negotiate, where this person says, okay, let's play ball, let's make a deal, right? This is a one-to-one person, and this person on the Western side has the power to make decisions right there and then, because he already negotiated. He's clear on what the position of his home organization is, and he's also clear, because he negotiated that with his home organization, how many degrees of freedom he has, how much he can make price concession, how much he can make quality concessions, etc. So he has the power to decide. This person, on the other hand, doesn't have the power to decide, because there is no clear idea yet of what the home organization wants, and he didn't get any degrees of freedom to negotiate on any of these things. So there is a complete disconnect in what they are doing here, and this person thinks like, okay, come on, let's play ball, let's make a deal. But they can't come together because of language, and because of the way that they perceive a problem, and the fact that they don't have the power to decide.
This is very at risk Japanese has. What this means, why at risk means, like a recent incident, Nippon University's American football.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
And the responsible person is of this organization. He avoid his responsibility, sort of avoid his responsibility, and he speak out his opinion more precisely. And Japanese people, they are working as an organization, not individual. So he cannot speak out whatever he thinks. He need to consult with key person of the organization,
right.
Make consensus, then speak out something. At that time, he tried to make consensus, and asking people is something wrong. They couldn't speak out more through open-minded, right? Instead of student. So this caused lots of problem. This is very similar to politics, right? Like current Abe's politician government has run to some treatment as procedures for financial issues, something wrong, right? And this is a kind of concealed factor, something they did. This is because of the, I think, individual respective person, they don't have speak out what he thinks, or this is not custom to speak out his opinion.
No courage to make his own
decision.
Yes,
that's cause problem is get more bigger, right?
Okay, but you always say you need to follow your boss, right?
Yeah, follow boss follow organization.
Let's say you're the football player, and then you can say, okay, you need to have dignity, and you need to have the dignity to stand up and give your opinion. But if you don't know what the opinion of your boss is and what your boss wants,
no. What the point is, Mr. Uchida is the responsible person for this organization, right?
Right.
But why he didn't speak out his own personal opinion? Because he need to consult with the key person of organization.
Right.
But key person is many of key persons among the university.
Right.
So he takes time, but he cannot speak out his own opinion. Okay. Maybe or probably, if he's more American style like me, he speak out his own opinion. Okay, I'll take responsibility. Right? I'm wrong. I'm wrong order for him. But if he speak out that, okay, this cause he just some problem for his belonging to university. That's the reason he cannot speak out his own opinion.
Right.
He just asked for the school master. He just asked for board of director.
Right.
And many people, and the majority people said, you need to speak out that kind of issue. Okay, you conceal everything. Majority asked him. Then
for him, actually, his opinion is less important, or his position in the matter is less important than the interest of the university.
That's right. This is a problem.
Right. Well, it's a problem, but it's actually that has a continuity.
Government is the same. Current government problem.
Right. So this is also like, but that actually goes back to, I think, a longer Japanese history. That actually, like for example, the whole phenomenon of harakiri is something that we don't understand.
Oh yeah, that's exactly the same.
But that's actually because you don't want to cause problems, or you don't want to put members of the organization where you belong to in trouble. Therefore, you take responsibility by committing suicide, for example. That is an extreme form, but that is that's the same. So that for us, that's completely incomprehensible. Like, what? Why would people commit suicide? Nobody ever would consider committing suicide for his organization or for his group, because we feel like, oh, okay, we screwed up. Well, okay, we just leave the organization and we go somewhere else.
Japanese people is always not individual. He is always thinking about team, region, company, country,
right.
government.
Right.
So one of those belonging.
So we cannot cause any shame or trouble to the organization that we belong to.
Good point and bad point. Good case and bad case.
Right. So, but that is difficult, because if that is the case, if that's the primary responsibility, then what we want to be 100% sure, as a Japanese negotiator, for example, that we fully represent the best interest of the organization. That means that you are not going to negotiate with your own organization to get degrees of freedom to actually make decisions on behalf of the organization. Like a Western negotiator will do that to become the star of the negotiation. He will be the one who makes the deal, right? So the typical American salesman, he makes the deal. It's the salesperson who steps forward, who is the star of the show. Trump comes to mind. So he's the star of the show. He negotiated the deal and gets it in his hands. That he gets a big bonus for that, and takes all credit. But that's all because he puts himself first. He puts himself first by being a good negotiator with his own organization and with the counterpart. But that's purely based on individualism, not so much on the interest of the organization that he represents. It's purely protecting his own interests. So that is normal. That's how we see that negotiation should be done. That is completely different from a person who speaks, who feels honor, who feels that he's merely a representative of that organization, who's not there for the bonus, but it's more there to actually get the best deal for his organization, and that is a process of exploration, not taking a firm position on how the best deal should look like, but mainly becoming part of the process of reaching consensus with your business counterpart.
It means he is authorized, right, for
right.
these issues.
Right, but that is the Western counterpart. He's authorized. He is an individual. He is the person to deal with. So that's based on that role, based on that position. He will go out after dinner, drink, and try to basically get the negotiation moving by making some concessions. Bringing things forward, but it's the personal, on that personal level you make a deal, not on a organization to organization level, but on the personal level you reach the agreement.
Do you know the Japanese way?
I have a so okay. Best ask you, what is the Japanese way?
Japanese way is okay. Representative person is join the meeting for TPP,
right,
and he can speak out his opinion the first 3 hours.
right.
and following 4 days he can speak out any opinion because Japanese society, Japanese organization need to make consensus of 250 people.
Right.
Each department, they made a consensus. So if going to direction is going to changing, they need to make consensus. Agriculture, automobile, every kind of government organization make consensus. Yeah. So first only 3 hours they can speak out opinion. Right. Then since then they can change the policy, change the rule, regulation. He can speak out anything at all.
So there is no rebut.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right. So this is Japanese culture. But before World War II is different. But recently they. This is very difficult. These companies are very similar, right? But not so strict, but very similar. That is the other problem. Like American people, European people, they are easy representative of this company. Now negotiate, okay, just more 10% discount, but Japanese usually cannot answer for big discount so much. Okay,
right.
They can answer for him.
Right. So they need to go back and discuss that, and so basically this is where you lose the connection in the international business society, because the majority of the business people are the movers and the shakers, as they say, in the business world. They actually do not go back because they've already done their homework and they can make those decisions themselves. That's how you build the relationship. So I can. If I am merely a vessel, so I'm merely a communicator, somebody who receives the message from the negotiator of the other side and then needs to go back, then basically, for me, as a Western businessman, you are useless. Because you cannot make any decision. So the only thing, I can just write you an email and tell you what exactly I want, and then I need to wait 3 weeks for you to come back and have collected all the opinions of the people at home, and you can give me your counter proposal, perhaps. But that's not how you win respect from a Western business person, because Western business person, when among themselves, they do negotiation. They don't have to constantly turn around and ask permission from their home, from the home front, because they are the drivers of this deal. They manage their home organization, not the other way around.
It is difficult to solve this issue. Right? By the way, I tried to. You're going to break because I tried to cut out this.
Oh.
One ofはい、皆さんこんにちは、雲野です。今日はですね、雲野塾の研修のプログラムをご紹介したいと思います。で、こういうふうなホームページありますけれども、ぜひですね、一度中身をご覧になっていただきたいと思います。今日はブーキューブさんのスタジオに来て、この収録をしておりますので、中身はこういうふうになってて、今最近ホットなね、グローバルリーダーの定義など書いてあります。で、特に経団連が作成しました。留学すれば英語ができて専門性を持つというだけではですね、グローバルリーダーになれないとここに書いてありますようにですね、仕事ができる、専門性を持つ、英語ができるだけじゃなくてですね、私どもの塾ではリベラルアーツということと、それからもう一つは孫子の兵を、さらにはですね、日本の歴史というものを合わせて教えることによって、皆さんが海外の欧米の方々と、もしくは華僑圏の方々と正々堂々と渡り合えるような人物を育成しようというふうなことを考えています。ここに次のスライドが出ておりますけれども、ここに書いてありますのはですね、さらに、私どもの雲野塾の中身につきましてはですね、欧米の資料しか使っておりません。また実際に雲野塾は英語でやっておりますので、英語の講師がこう話しておりますけど、学習はですね、日本の歴史をまだ教えてますので、学習の午後はですね、日本のプログラムをしております。以前はこれ有料だったので、今はですね、 実際に会場費も取っていただいておりませんで、毎回5000円ということで、朝9時から午後5時までやっておりますので、ぜひ皆さんですね、ご検討の上ご参加いただければと。英語のできない方もですね、各週の午後こういうふうな検証をしておりますので、ぜひご参加いただければというふうに思っておりますので、よろしくお願いします。で、ここにさらにですね、グループ討議とか実務の勘どころを教えると書いてありますけど、実際には私が10年ほどですね、欧米の新聞とか雑誌等をですね、集めてきた、もともと英語のベースでございますので、そうしたものをですね、50セッションのテーマに分けて資料作成をしております。そういうことで、世界のオペレーション、もしくはカントリーリスクも含めてですね、しかも世界のトップの方々に対しても、いろいろな分析とか洞察をしてですね、議論をしております。そういったことも含めてですね、今後ともよろしくお願いしたいと思います。以上で私の挨拶を終えますが、今回のこのビデオの収録にあたってはですね、V キューブさんのスタジオをお借りしてですね、お時間を頂戴して、このビデオを作成させていただきました。よろしくお願いします。どうもありがとうございました。